Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy, the Ace. Let's run the place back at it again. I wanted to do a quick video. This has been a video I've been meaning to do for a while now, but I kind of been sidetracked a lot. But I wanted to talk about my experience that I had at AEW Dynamite slash Collision that came to Buffalo a while ago. Can't remember the date, but it was like July 18th or something like that, or whatever like that. It was, obviously it was on a Wednesday. And it was my first time going to a AEW event. AEW, the closest AEW gets to around here is like maybe like Toronto. They've been in Rochester. That's where rest in peace, Brody Lee. That's where he's from. They've been in Rochester a couple of times. The last time they came to Buffalo, I believe, was in 2022 or something like that. So I didn't go to that. I didn't go to that show. So it's been a while since they came to Buffalo. And I was determined to come to AEW because, like I said, I've been a fan of the product since it came out. I've been a fan of, secondary or alternative wrestling program other than WWE. And, I like a lot of the characters that you do have and stuff like that. So I am a fan. I do follow up on a lot of what's going on with AEW. And I was, like I said, I was very excited to, go to a show. So anyways, boom, get my tickets, and you only fill like half of the arena. I know that's kind of like the running joke or the running thing that goes on with AEW. They only fill like half of the arena. I think there was about 4,000, between 3,000 and 4,000 tickets that were supposed to be sold for the event. And there was a lot of seats left open. Like, I was there, and there was some seats left open. But, for the most part, the sections that they needed to show, like as far as like the section of the crowd that's going to be on TV, that part was filled up. Like, that part was filled up, you know what I mean? It was like, for the most part, it was a decent crowd. And I know a lot of people be having problems with that. Like, oh, man, AEW doesn't fill the arenas and blah, 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 all this other stuff like that. But to me, it honestly wasn't a bad crowd. You know what I mean? It was a good crowd. It was about a good 3,000 something people there. And then, I used to think, I was like, well, where else would they go in Buffalo? I'm just thinking about it, Buffalo. Where else would they go where it would be like they could fit 3,000, 5,000 people or something like that, and it would fill up and it not look bad, it not look small. And I'm like, the only arena that I could think of in Buffalo where AEW could have done something like that is like UB Arena. UB Alumni Arena, something like that. That's probably like the second biggest arena in Buffalo or something like that. Or maybe I don't know about Riverworks, but that's more of like an outside venue or something like that. I think they do have stuff inside, but I've been to Riverworks when they had wrestling events before and stuff like that, and they're pretty decent. But anyways, get there, everything's cool. The stage is huge. The stage looks very big. I was very disappointed that they didn't have any pyro. That's one thing. There's one complaint I do have is that there was no pyro. There was no pyro. I was like, yo, like, I was hoping for some sort of pyro, but they haven't. But like I said, the stage was huge. It's told, like, you can tell it's different from WWE. That's the one thing about it. Like, I've been to a few WWE shows. I've been to an NXT show. Every time WWE comes to Buffalo, I try to go. And it's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But, like, this is about when I went to AEW. I was like, yo, you can tell this is different. The production is way different from how WWE does stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like, you can just tell, like, yo, man, this is not WWE. This is AEW, whatever like that. And the one thing I wish they would have did was, because they had two shows. It was Collision and it was Dynamite. Now, Dynamite, I think it's like 2 hours, And Collision is like an hour and a half or something like that. It's like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I don't know, right? But I wish they would have did Collision first, then Dynamite. You know what I mean? Or broke up Collision, where Collision you get like the first half of Collision first, then after that you do Dynamite. Then after that you have like the last half of Collision. You know, because obviously then you can edit it like that. You can do whatever you want to do after that. But or I just wish it was just Dynamite that Rampage. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, because I was like, why is we getting Collision when it's usually supposed to be Dynamite Rampage like that? I didn't understand that part. But overall, it was a good show. It was just long. That was my one complaint about it. That's another complaint I got about it. It was just long. It was long, man. I got there. You had to get there by like 7:30. 7:00, 7:30. Show starts at 8, but you did have like a little pre-show. We did have a little pre-show or whatever, and that was cool. Then we had like one or two matches for Collision. Then it was Dawn of Dynamite. Dynamite was cool. It was a pretty good episode for Dynamite. You know what I mean? Like Ray Phoenix versus Jay White. You had the Acclaim. You had the Will Ospreay. Swerve. You had Daniel Garcia versus the Butcher. You had like the Orange Cassidy. You had a whole bunch of CEO. You had Mercedes Moné there versus who was she feuding with at that time? The girl that went to the side of WWE. She was supposed to from CMLL. That girl, like she was there. So like I said, overall it was a good show. It was just long. It was like till like midnight, and I'm like, dude, I gotta work in the morning. I gotta work in the morning. I'm tired, and I'm just like, bro, man, this show taking forever. But overall, it was a good show. Like I said, my first experience, it was cool. So I give it about like, if I rate it for like stars or something like that, I give it like a 4.5. Bought 2 shirts. Saw a couple of people that I knew. You know what I mean? Wrestling fans and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it was a good show. Now WWE SmackDown is coming to Buffalo. I think SmackDown's been coming to Buffalo a lot recently, more than Raw. I can't remember the last time Raw came to Buffalo. But I feel like during the pandemic, I remember the pandemic, one of the last shows in pandemic, it was SmackDown. I remember that because Bayley was there. It was Bayley, and I think Sasha Banks was here. The New Day was here. Obviously, Biggie was still wrestling and stuff like that. So it was like, yeah, it was a while ago. That was a while ago, man. So yeah, but overall, like I said, AEW had a pretty good show. I can kind of see why a lot of people don't like Tony Khan. Because Tony Khan, obviously, he came out, he gave his little, talk with the crowd and stuff like that. He seemed like a cool dude, but I'm like, yo, man. I'm watching. I'm like, yo, he seemed kind of weird. You know what I mean? He just seemed kind of, I don't know, man, but he seemed like a cool ass dude, though, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think you gotta get to know him. Like, he a nerd. Like, I'm looking at it like he a nerd. I'm a nerd. I'm a wrestling nerd. You know what I mean? So I've been watching wrestling. I think me and him we're like close to the same age or something like that. So he's probably been a fan of it as long as I have been. So you know what I mean? But he just like, I'm like, yo, this dude. he ain't no Vince McMahon. He ain't no which is a good thing. You know, he's not no Triple H or nothing like that. But you know, he's not. You know, but I don't know, man. But he cool though, bro. It was just like you could just like, man, like. Dude kind of weird, but it is what it is. Hey man, listen, man, he the one that got listen. I'm the one that paid the money to see his show. He the billionaire, not me. So he doing something right with his life. But anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about real quick, man. Like I said, this is your boy the Ace in Wrestling Place. Just wanted to talk about my experience with AEW coming to Buffalo. So that's pretty much it, man. So yeah, y'all out there continue to like, subscribe, share, you know what I mean? And go, go to these AEW shows and support, man. You know what I'm saying? Get tired of people hating on the show. But anyways, that's it. You guys be easy. Peace.